Hey y'all, this is China L.Colston, also known as Chinese actress and independent filmmaker. I'm from Chicago, from the Southside, from Inglewood. I grew up in Inglewood as a child. I just want to motivate and inspire young black people on the south side of Chicago. It's really heartbreaking that people from my hometown are experiencing like all this death. And listen, young people, listen. Y'all are the leaders of the world. You hear me? You are the leaders of the world. But what you need, what I suggest you do, is use all that energy that you have, right? And educate yourself. It is free to go to the library and educate yourself. You all have people in front of you who came from the south side of Chicago. You have Kanye West, you have Common, Jennifer Hudson, Shaka Khan, Quincy Jones, the first African American filmmaker. There's greatness that comes from Chicago, and that greatness is within you. And I know that right now some of you are just trying to survive. You're just trying to make sure you got something to eat, you got some clothes on your back, you have a roof over your head. And I understand all that, but I'm begging you, when you arm yourself, right? When you arm yourself with knowledge of who you come from, of where you come from, of the people that come before you, you're going to feel empowered. And you're going to feel like, I can do that too. I can do what Quincy Jones did. I can do what Kanye did. I can do what Common did. I can do what Jennifer Hudson did. I can do what Shaka Khan did. I can do what Fred Hampton, one of the Black Panther leaders, is from Chicago. Like, you can follow in their footsteps. And you can be leaders for young people coming behind you. But you have to enlighten yourself. You have to read about the black people who have done great things coming from your same community. Right? And you have to read about black people as a whole. Listen, young people, you are Malcolm. You are Martin Luther King. You are Medgar Evers. You are Mandela. You are all those people. You have the same power that they have. You have the same potential that they have. But one of the ways that you have control to ignite that power within you is you have to read about people who are like you, who have succeeded, who have overcome obstacles similar to yours. You have to read. I'm telling you, that is truly your weapon. That's your weapon. Your weapon is truly knowledge. You go to the library, it's free. If you don't have a library card, you sign up for a library card, because I'm telling you, it will change your life. When I started reading about people like me, African Americans like me, who had challenges similar to me, or not similar to me, but challenge is a challenge, I came from a poor background, right? I'm still somewhat poor. I'm an independent filmmaker living in New York, right? But I had a mother and father, my mother, who really encouraged me, right? But at the same time, like I said, if you don't have that, say if you don't have somebody, an adult encouraging you, I'm encouraging you. You have to nurture the king and the queen within you. And one of the reasons you can do that is if you go to the library and you take out as many books as possible and you read, whenever you're in the mood, read about people who have done great things, who've come from poor backgrounds, who've come from challenging war zone looking backgrounds, or it's in you. It's in you, but you have to arm yourself with knowledge. Because when I started reading about the Harlem Renaissance period, when I started reading Malcolm X, when I started reading about Fred Hampton, I felt like I can do anything. I can do what they did. We come from a similar background. I can do what they did. And write down, like, what am I good at? What am I dope at? What can I just kill? No pun intended. What am I really good at? Like, without a lot of effort. I'm just good at it. Is it math? Is it reading comprehension? Because you have the power to change this world. You really do. And when you start reading about people like you who've accomplished great things, I'm telling you, you're going to have a different outlook. You're going to be like, you know what? Let me read more and more. And then what you can do is you can start reading books that cater to things that you like to do. Like, for example, I'm an actress. I'm an independent filmmaker. So I started reading about black filmmakers like Oscar Devereaux Michaud. This dude came from Illinois, right? He had his first film screening in Chicago, one of his first primary film screenings in Chicago. This is in the 1920s. You dig? the Oscars, you know, the Academy Award, the Oscars, it's named after Oscar Micheaux, a black man from Illinois. He had very little resources in the 1920s, think about it, very little resources. But this dude was like, you know what, I'm going to read up on how I can be a dope filmmaker. I'm going to surround myself with people who are dope in that industry. I'm going to read up. He wrote he has like 7 published novels. He published them himself. I'm just trying to say, I care about you young black people on the south side of Chicago, you young African American men and women. I don't want you to kill yourselves. I don't want you to hurt yourselves. I only want you to uplift and nurture and build yourself. And you can do that when you read books about people who are like you, who faced obstacles and who overcame them, but they did it through reading. You have to read, and make sure you read books that you really like. Then, like, oh, this looks interesting to me. His story or her story looks similar to mine, or Frederick Douglass. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude came from slavery and he got himself up out of it. Like, he had people help him along the way, but he was determined. So you have to be determined to nurture the king and queen within you. You have to do that. You have to go to the library on the slide. You gotta let everybody know you go to the library and get these books that's going to arm you and empower you, so that you don't have to do those things anymore that's going to hurt you or someone else. Find things that's going to heal, that's going to help, that's going to bring folks along. But you have to nurture your talent. And I urge you to do that. Just like me, I have people around me to help encourage me. But ultimately, it was also all of those books I read. They're like, oh snap! Oh wow, they're similar. Their background is similar to mine. The first black female astronaut that went into space was a black woman who lived on the south side of Chicago. Judith Mae Jamison. Read about these people, and I'm telling you, your life is going to change. Reading is cool. I'm sorry, it's dope. It's dope. It is. It just is. So I hope this encourages any young person who is watching this, and nurture the king and queen within you by reading up on people like you who have great lives because they overcame obstacles through reading about other people's lives who have similar lives to theirs. Okay? So be strong, take flight, and walk in your kingism and your queenism. All right, peace.